I just made this realistic AI influencer with perfect consistency throughout all of the scenes, and in this video I will break it down for you. But first, let me show you.
Okay, the biggest problem with AI influencers? Consistency.
So my creator Dan always experiences these three issues when generating me. The first problem is character consistency, but with how great Nano Banana is, that really isn't a problem anymore. The second biggest issue is making me look natural while up and about. Dan assigned me a ton of hobbies, so the most important thing is to not look AI while doing them. And to do that, we have a very specific way of prompting. The last and the biggest issue Dan faces is voice consistency. Almost every single one of my peers never sound the same. Dan has found a method to have me sound consistent in all of my generations. And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
Now, compared to having a normal AI generated video, the audio is usually the part that gives it away. And in this video, I will show you how you can fix that. And I will also show you a few different methods to making better UGC style and product ad type videos. But first, there's a new update to Sora 2 that now lets us make 20-second videos, which is huge for if you want to make your own custom ad. For example, here's what one prompt can do.
From the depths of the Alps comes the most brutal water on Earth. Trapped in tallboy armor, cold, unrelenting. Crack the can, then erase all the flames. Pure mountain water, ready to obliterate your thirst. No sugar, no bubbles, no plastic, just ruthless refreshment. Kill the drought, kill the thirst, liquid death. Join the rebellion.
Now that's not perfect yet, but in this video I will show you how to improve it and how to make it better. But first, let me show you how you can access Sora 2. If you want to follow along, I will leave a link in the description down below so you can access Sora 2 through Arcades. After you log into Arcades, this is the page that you will see. And if you go over here to the video tab and you go to this setting bar, then you can change your model from Sora 2 to Sora 2 Pro. And for this one, we want to be using Sora 2. Now we can switch up to 20 seconds, which is quite huge. And the thing is, with Sora 2, like, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it because I know what it is capable of. But it has so many guardrails in place that it used to be impossible to use this tool when it comes to making videos of people. Now, supposedly, this has become a little bit easier with this new update. So this first ad that I showed you was actually made super simple. All I did is I dropped in a reference of this liquid death can. Then I described my video and just told it what I want. You can be as specific as possible. If you have your own idea in mind, then please add it in there. If you don't, then just let Sora take care of it for you. So I just kept it simple. I just asked it to make me a liquid death commercial. And in terms of the settings, you want to make it 1080p. And then you hit send.
From the depths of the Alps comes the most brutal water on Earth. Trapped in tallboy armor.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, this can opening way does not really make sense if we analyze it. But what we can do now is we can download this and then we can regenerate some of the scenes and start replacing those. But this is the first update that I wanted to share with you because you can now make some pretty cool and interesting looking product ads just by uploading your image, and it's already 20 seconds with just entering one prompt. The only thing that sucks about Sora 2 is that we're still having the issue where if you create a realistic looking person, that I can actually make a video with that. So we have to find a bit of a workaround. But first, for that, we need to generate an image of our AI influencer. To get started with making an image of your influencer, you want to make an image. Then you want to start with describing your image. And for this, we want to make sure we're either using Nano Banana Pro or Nano Banana 2. And then you can describe your image. And this is where most people go wrong, because most people use a very basic prompt. For example, they post something like this: a front-facing close-up of a young woman in her 20s with straight blonde hair and blue eyes, sitting at her wooden clean desk, wearing casual clothing in her room, UGC style. That created me an image like this. It's not bad, but it's also not good either. And that is because we're not specific enough. And this is where most people struggle. So to solve that, I created this markdown file that you can use inside of Claude. So if we actually upload this into Claude, then you can use this to help you with your prompting. So basically all we have to say is I want to create an AI influencer, and now it will help you come up with the exact details so it can describe your influencer and give it a more detailed prompt that we can use inside of Nano Banana. The only thing you have to do is you have to answer all of these different questions. So the gender, the age, ethnicity, hair, anything unique about them, the scene, what are they wearing, accessories. This way you give the AI a clear picture of what you want to get. After you filled out all of the questions, add in a reference of the product that you want to have in there and then hit enter. And and it now will start writing your prompt. Now you copy this prompt and then you put it inside of ArcCAD, and then it will give you something like this. So this, compared to our other prompt, looks way better in my opinion. Even if you animate this, then you can truly see how much better your influencer will look once you start adding in more details. Do you have to use JSON prompting for this? No, this will just make it easier, and this will make it faster for you to create a good looking AI influencer. Okay, now that you have your base image ready and you want to start making AI videos with it, which is actually the easy part, I will first show you how you can fix voice consistency.
The biggest problem with AI influencers is this. I may sound like this now,
but if I generate another clip of me, I might sound completely different.
It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, and that issue has been driving me nuts also. So let me show you how you can fix that. The first tip that I want to give you to solve this is to use voice prompting. So there are actually a few tools I use to make my videos. For example, I use Sora 2 as my main A roll, where I have the influencer speaking, and I use Kling as the B roll. If I switch between these different models, there will be a change in voice. The first layer of protection that you want to add in there is you want to prompt how the voice should sound. Now this is basic. So if we look at our prompt structure that I typically use to make my videos, then we can see we have camera plus subject plus action plus environment plus lighting plus texture, and then I have the last one, optional audio. And that is if you are creating a character that you want to have talking in there. If you put this in practice, then what you want to do is for the audio segment, you can prompt something like an American accent, medium light pitch, soft and playful, voice lift slightly at the end, light teasing energy, no background music. This can be customized based on your needs. In this example, I've added this in there, and now we have that voice sounding like American, so I don't get a random British accent or Australian or whatever.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
So still, this sounds quite terrible. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of background stuff, there's a lot of cracking, like it's the typical Sora sound, and we need to clean that up. You want to download this, and then you want to extract the MP3, so just the audio from that file. Then you want to go over to Adobe Podcast, click on Enhanced Speech, you upload the file in there, and now you can just start uploading this. Then you want to tweak the settings a little bit. I like to put mine at 75% speech, 10% music, 10% background, and then you hit download. And now this is the results.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
Then we go over to 11 Labs, use the voice changer here, and then we upload our MP3 file in there. Then I used the Jessica voice right here. Now for the settings, you want to play around with this until you have something that sounds nice. For example, I put my similarity on 100%, and then you click on generate speech. Then you want to download this, and then you want to overlay this audio file over your original audio file and remove the old one. This can be done in any type of thing like CapCut, Premiere Pro, like DaVinci, whatever you use, just use a free one and it can be done easily. Now our video sounds like this.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
The last thing I would do is add in a bit of background noise. Now, for example, you could go over to sound effects, and here you can generate any type of background sounds that you want and add it into your video so it matches the ambience and the sound. So you now understand how to get perfect voice consistency. The next challenge that most people have, and which I'm sick and tired of seeing online, is not making your character or influencer move naturally. Here are a few examples of what I mean by this. These videos feel very static. No real human motion at all. It's too AI influencer-like. Even these people are pretending to be gurus explaining it, but they have like morphs and glitches. It just doesn't work. The question is, why do these videos feel so natural, fake, and just look bad in general? The main difference comes from prompting. Let me explain why. If I were to add in this reference image and I give this simple prompt, a 22-year-old dark long black hair Latina UGC influencer holding a Sony headphones and talking about how great the music quality and comfort is, then the AI has to make up a lot of the details, a lot of the different shots, a lot of the different angles, what to talk about, all of that. Because if I were to generate this using Sora 2, I would get a result like this.
Trying out these Sony headphones, and I have to say they sound incredible. The clarity and the bass make every song feel alive, and they're so comfortable. Hours go by and my ears still feel great.
And this is just a nightmare. Just way too many different shots, no clear dialogue. The way she put her headphones on suck. Like, so many bad things to say. So now let's do this correct. correctly. Here I got this new reference image, and if I gave it this prompt here, and if I were to describe it, we're first describing what the camera is. So we're doing a handheld tracking camera. Then we have the subject, that is the woman, and then we have the action, that is her getting out of the car and the chauffeur closes the door behind her. The woman says while walking forward, and if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video. Then she winks and walks off the frame. So that is the action. Now the next step is you could add in environment, lighting, or texture. I'm not going to do it in this case because we already have the image that takes care of that. The only thing I'm going to add in here is the audio. So I'm going to do American accent, medium light pitch, soft and playful, voice lifts slightly at the end, light teasing energy, no background music. And then if we make this with a different tool, let's do Kling 3.0. And then if we hit generate, we get this result.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
So that looks a lot more realistic. You can also do the same thing with start and end frame. In this case, I switched over to Kling. So here we have start frame of her like this, and then we have the end frame of her looking at us. And for this video, again, I prompted in the same method where I describe what I want to have happen. So we have the camera movement, we have the subject, then we have the action. This time, because I don't want to have any audio, I mentioned that it's quiet, authentic, candid moment. So there you have it. In summary, what you want to do is you want to use a combination of Sora 2 with Kling 3.0 with adding in voice commands, as in what you want to have your subject sound like. Then you want to enhance that voice using a bit of Adobe Podcast and a bit of 11 Labs voice changing to make your voice consistent. And then for video generation, you want to be as detailed, as specific as possible to get the right result. If you combine all of that together, then you get good results. It takes a lot more effort, but unfortunately that's the current state that we're in. And if you don't put in that effort, then you gotta accept that your videos will still look and sound like it is AI. Now, all of these examples were made through Arcades, and you can not only use all of these different video models like Sora 2 and Kling and all of that, but you can also use their own talking avatars that look and sound realistic because they're based on real humans. If you want to try this out for yourself, I will leave the link in the description down below. And if you want to learn more about AI influencers, then click the video that's on the screen right now, where I will walk you through how to set everything up.